Well, hello everybody, back to the next vlog, and yeah, it's been an interesting week. So this week I thought, right, I've already decided I wanted to get another bike. I've been looking at a few, looking at the Varadero, looking at the CBF, and I managed to find a CBF 1000 quite locally. So I thought, right, I'm gonna have a look. It's kind of reasonably priced. I know how much my bike is worth, so maybe totter down and go and have a look and see what they'll offer me for the bike as well. So I had a quick run down and got to the main dealer, and they'd arranged an MOT for the bike so I could take it out for a test ride. So I go out the back to sorry, I've got a bit of a cold. So I go out to the back to see the bike for the first time, and the bike won't start. It just won't start. So the salesman automatically is very much, well, it's not starting. He ain't riding it today. So the mechanic comes out, manages to get it going, and find out it's a problem with the kill switch. They thought it was the battery initially. Um, the mechanic's like, no, it's the kill switch. Keeps killing the fuel pump. So that's the problem. Managed to get the bike going. I noticed the brake lever was snapped as well, which wasn't put in the ad or anything like this. So I mentioned it. He said, "Oh yeah, the previous owner must have dropped it." So I said, "Well, about this kill switch?" And they said, "Oh yeah, just don't turn the bike off on the ride." I was like, "Okay." I said, "Well, what if something happens and the bike cuts out or whatever?" Well, just try and keep it going. Just don't turn the bike off. I'm like, right, okay. I said, well, are you going to fix this? You know what I mean? If I decide I like the bike, are you going to fix this? And basically, the mechanic said, yeah, I'll sort this out. I'll make sure it's done. And the salesman instantly said, no, this has got no warranty with it. It's down as spares repairs on the site because of the mileage. We're not offering a warranty. The mechanic's like, no, I will fix it. He can't take it while it's broken. So this coming from a main dealer, this really shocked me, to be honest. I've never seen anything quite like it. I know that they're not offering a warranty with it because they've got it down as spares and repairs because of the mileage, but the bike needs to at least run, and the fact that the salesman wasn't interested and just immediately told the mechanic not to touch it, I was like, well, you're not going to get a sale for the bike that way. Anyway, I thought, right, benefit of the doubt, let's take the bike out. Because I didn't get much time to look at it there because they wanted to kind of just get it running, get me out, get me gone. So I was like, not really great service, but here we go. So I jump on the bike and I get about 500 yards, and immediately I can hear and feel the headstock is loose. The amount of clanging and banging coming from that headstock was unbelievable, and I was like, I don't really want to ride this much further, but let's just see, So I didn't go very far. I went probably 10 miles on this bike. Um, and to be honest, it rode quite comfortably. Like it was, it would have been quite nice. Um, so I stopped at a little place and just made a phone call, and I thought, right, I'll have a look over the bike. And I put a torch all over it, and when I looked underneath all the shock abs, all the fork stanchions, actual fork stanchions were rusty and rotten and pitted. And this had just been MOT'd the day before. Now, all this pitting was right in the travel of the fork stanchions as well, so I'm just like, what the hell? This has just been MOT'd by a main dealer. Like, it was shocking. So I went round the back. There was all heat build-up marks on the brake discs. There was aluminium corrosion all over it. As I say, a broken brake lever. There was cam chain rattle coming from it. And the list just went on and on and on. I was like, this thing shouldn't have been MOT'd. It's just dangerous. The kits and chains were completely toasted. So I thought, right, just got to ride this back. I'm not even entertaining this. They want £2,500 for this bike. Now that might not be a lot in terms of bikes, but the condition this was in, and the fact that it shouldn't have passed MOT, it was awful. It didn't want to start at the start, and there's a fault with the kill switch. The brake lever snapped off. There's corrosion all over the fork stanchions. There's heat build-up marks all over the brake disc you can see where the brake disc has actually turned black from it, and discoloured. It was just shocking. So I took it back to the dealer and we went round to the salesman and he's like, "Oh, what do you think?" I said, "It's awful." I said, "This is you want to sell me this for £2,500. I said, "This thing shouldn't even pass an MOT." I said, "I'm not interested in this bike." I was like, "It's not comfortable either." I was like, "I went 10 miles and my ass is numb." Like, I know that can be adjusted and I know that might be a little bit petty and I can buy comfort seats and things like that. But it was, for me, I'd like, it's like, how rude do I want to be, you know? Because they literally set me out on this machine, which in my eyes was dangerous. I've never felt so unsafe on a machine. And I got my little bike sat outside, which is 2 years older, got the same mileage on it, and is twice the bike. You know, it's in a lot better condition. It rides a lot nicer. And even though it's a smaller CC engine bike, it's so much more comfortable. Just everything about my bike was better. Like there was, and they wanted a hell of a lot more money off me and my bike. And I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. And they just seemed to be completely bewildered by the fact that they didn't understand that I didn't want this bike because it was just in such poor condition and dangerous condition. And they'd MOT'd it the day before and sent me out. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. So I'm now back on the hunt again for another bike, and there just seems to be nothing round at the moment, or everything's so far away that once the time you take your fuel and all those things out of it, you're not left with a lot of money then to buy a bike with. So I'm just kind of stuck at the moment, guys. I'm just going around on my little baby bike until I find something. Eventually, something will come up, I'm sure. The biggest thing for me was the fact that this main dealer had I don't know how to explain it. I was just so shocked. I mean, this is a main dealer, and they're sending their bikes out and just popping MOTs on things just to get them sold. They're like, you're gonna kill somebody. Like, I was so shocked, and I've known this main dealer a long time. Um, and I've never has known of any problems coming out of there. So to go out on this machine that they're trying to sell me, that they've put a 12-month MOT on, which should never have passed. I was just completely shocked. Is this the reason why so many dealers are closing? Like, is the service getting so bad, or like the old school way of selling bikes is gone? You know, where you go to a dealer, they always just have something out back. There was always something there, nice, tucked out the way. That was, they'd pull out. They'd always have a few little bikes there. There's always be up. No, hang on, take it out, take it for a test ride, but we'll make sure it's right. If you find a fault on your test ride, well, we'll sort that before you get it. But there was none of this. It was just, well, that's just the way it is. If you don't like it, tough. Wouldn't even, for the sake of a £20 brake lever, they didn't want to replace that. They didn't care about the kill switch not working. Is this the reason, like, dealers are just falling out the sky? Is it because of electric bikes, or is it the fact that we are now all so tired of dealers trying to rip us off and selling us unsafe machines that we're all just buying our bikes privately between each other and just buying them new and then selling them between ourselves? Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've had any bad experiences with main dealers or anything like that. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.